Hi, I'm Tricia Bear from the Culinary Commandpost, and today I'm going to help show you how to make chicken cordon bleu. So our ingredients include, we've got this Wisconsin baked cheese, it's already baked, smoked Gouda and smoked Tillamook cheddar. We have a package of diced ham with half a package of pre-cooked bacon that I've already cooked in the microwave. Then we've got our squares of cheese. I like these because they're already small enough that you can fit inside the chicken. And then we've got the fried green onions and the panko breading with some buttermilk and heavy cream to dip our chicken in. And I marinated the chicken in buttermilk and also garlic butter. And when you marinate chicken, you don't want to marinate it over 24 hours. So the first thing we're going to do is bread our chicken, and then we're going to stuff it with our filling. What I did on the chicken was I just put a slit in it so that I could, a pocket, it's more like a pocket in the chicken, so that I can put my filling in the chicken after I bread it. I'm going to bread it first and then fill it, so that way the breading don't fall off. And I've got two 9 by 13 pans here with parchment paper. This is where I'm going to put the chicken. I've got our oven preheated at 350 degrees. Alright, you don't have to rinse off the buttermilk from your chicken because we're going to dip it in buttermilk anyway. And then we're going to dip it in our panko seasoning. Alright, and I put a slit in there, or a pocket about this deep, to put the filling in. So first we're going to dip it in the buttermilk heavy cream mixture. I'll do 3 at a time. And then we're going to dip it in our panko seasoning, which also has the fried onions mixed in that I crumbled up. And I'm going to also add, when we cooked the ham, it was already pre-cooked, but we sauteed it just a little bit. And I went ahead and put some onions in there and cooked them on the stove. So first of all, our ingredients are 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, 6 ounces of softened cream cheese also. And then of course your pepper and your salt and your sour cream ranch dip with your cheeses and your ham and your bacon. So I've got about 8 thick chicken breasts in here that I've dipped in the buttermilk and the heavy cream. And now I'm going to just lightly coat it with the seasoning, the panko seasoning. And I also put some crushed fried onions in here to also use it as my breading. If you have any kids that are in school, either 6th through 8th grade or 9th through 12th, the VFW currently has an essay competition that's available for them to apply for. And on the Voice of Democracy, that's the one that's 9th through 12th grade, and they can win up to $35,000 at the national level. And it's basically a half a page typed essay along with an audio essay, not a visual audio. Not a visual video of them reading it. It's just their voice reading their essay, and that's an audio essay. But the deadline isn't until the end of October. So the Voice of Democracy is just for 9th through 12th graders, and then the Patriot Pen, which the VFW sponsors, is for 6th through 8th graders. And on the Patriot Pen, they can win up to $5,000 cash money. And then the Voice of Democracy can win up to $35,000. But you're going to, if they win at each level, you have the post level, which is VFW 539 in Henrietta. And then you have the District 7 level, which is 5 towns in this area. and then you have state level and then national level. So you can win money at each level for your essay. And normally the themes are different, but this year they're the same. So it's how do you show patriotism and support for our country? And that's the theme of the essay. So if you're interested in putting in your child putting in for that essay, you can give me a call at 479-414-0952, and I'd be glad to send you an application and the instructions on the essay. Be sure to stay within the instruction guidelines. So if it says 300 to 400 words, don't give me 500 words because they won't accept it. So follow the instructions on the essay, and that way your kid will have a chance to win a lot of money at 4 different levels in the VFW. And the deadline again is not until October 31st. Alright, so I'm lightly breading the chicken cordon bleu. And I am going to need another pan because these are really big chicken breasts. So it may take a little bit longer than 40 minutes because they are huge. And I'm going to stuff them with the cheese, the ham, the bacon, my ranch dip, and minced garlic. Alright, and then this seasoning is Italian panko seasoning. So it's got plenty of seasoning on it, on the inside and the out. Alright, so there's one. So we got about 3 more. And I'm going to grab another pan because we're going to need an extra pan for these. They're bigger than I thought. And again, on the marination of the buttermilk or garlic butter, you don't want to marinate it over 24 hours because it changes the texture of the chicken. You want it tender, but not to where it don't taste like chicken. See, last year we had Molly Chu from the Patriot Pen essay that won 3rd place at District 7 level, and she won 1st place at our level. And then 2 years ago, Brennan Hodges won 1st place at the state level for his essay, and that was for the Patriot Pen. But also, if you win the Voice of Democracy essay contest, they'll fly you to Washington, D.C. to their convention and present the award. So we had a guy from Oklahoma a few years ago that won 4th or 5th place, and he actually got $4,000 or $5,000 for his essay. So you don't have to just win 1st place to get a lot of money for that. So I'm just making sure my hole in my chicken is upright so I can stuff it with our filling here. Alright, so now I've got a bowl for our filling. And we're going to put ham, bacon, cheese, cream cheese that's softened at room temperature. And if it's not, you can put it in the microwave for a few seconds without the wrapping, of course. Okay. So here's our cream cheese. And it's just 6 ounces of cream cheese is all you need. Yeah, you want to make sure it's softened at room temperature. And then we're going to put in our ham and our chopped bacon and our minced garlic. Use the whole thing. Alright, then it calls for a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. There it goes. And then we're going to put in our cheese and our daisy ranch dip. And this is smoked Gouda and Tillamook cheddar. I'm going to add some Swiss cheese in it, and then we're going to top it with the Wisconsin cooked or baked cheese at the end. I think I'm going to put, instead of putting Swiss inside, I'm going to put pepper jack cheese, just because it has a little spice to it. And this isn't the hot kind of pepper jack, so it should be just fine. So, knife. And I'm just going to cut up the cheese a little bit so it's smaller pieces. It's going to melt anyway when we put it in the oven. And normally it's 40 minutes, but because these are really big chicken breasts, it may take longer than that. So you want to get it to 165-degree temperature. Alright, so now we're just going to put about 2 tablespoons in each chicken. And I'm going to hold it open a little bit if it's not wide enough to get all the filling in it. Stuff it all the way in the middle, and then top it with your Swiss cheese and your baked Wisconsin cheese, and then just smash it down like that. If you have ever thought about joining the VFW, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, you could join the auxiliary if you weren't or you didn't serve in a combat zone, but you have to be a child, a spouse, or a parent or grandparent to serve in the VFW auxiliary. They do a lot of things throughout the year. They take baskets to the VA nursing homes for the veterans. We also have a Christmas party in December for the kids at the Briefcase. And August 30th, we're having the car show, where we're going to have the Vets for Pets costume contest. Alright, so we got those filled in. And the recipe calls for 8 chicken breasts, but you can use more if you want. Because I think we might have a little more filling left. Just stuff it in there, that way it don't come out as easy. And I put like a 2-inch long pocket in the chicken, and then about 1 inch wide. And I'm just stuffing it in there. Alright, that's 6. We just got 3 more we got to fill. And then put the cheese on top and put it in the oven. At least 40 minutes, probably. I'm going to guess and say 50 on these because they're huge chicken breasts. I'm going to cut that one open just a little bit wider. It's not as deep as I wanted. There we go. Yeah, we still have enough filling left probably to do 3 more. If we had the chicken, we could have done 3 more on this one. Just press the filling down. Okay, now we're going to top it with the Swiss cheese and the Wisconsin baked cheese. A little powder on top, pepper. Yeah, these are huge chicken breasts. Okay, so I'm going to put the Wisconsin baked cheese on the very top and then put the Swiss cheese under it. So we've got 9 pieces, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. And actually you don't have to put as much cheese in it. I just like different flavors of cheese. Everything I cook, I think, I put cheese in. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. And these are already cut up slices you get at Walmart. Put an extra piece of this other cheese on those since they only got half a slice. Okay, just make sure you press your filling down so it stays inside the chicken, hopefully. And I'm gonna sprinkle some Wisconsin baked cheese on. You're just going to stick them in the oven for about 40 to 50 minutes or until they reach 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, we're going to put them in the oven for 50 minutes.
Oh, it's cooked.
It's done.
It's done.
Okay, I'll move it over there. And that's how you make chicken cordon bleu.